Hey, just doing a check-in from the future again. As some of you know, the videos that I'm posting, are from just a little less than a year ago. Trying to get caught up where I had problems with cameras and stuff like that. But just some people are seeing the videos and the weather's getting better. And I know some of you are probably jealous that I have good weather. Not this year. This is what we're dealing with right now. I'm up here using the roof rake, taking almost 2 feet of snow off the roof still. And this snow fell 3 weeks ago and it still hasn't melted. Last couple of days we finally touched above freezing. So just an update that these videos are a little behind, and I'm doing my best to get as many posts as possible to get you guys caught up. And don't be jealous of that nice weather you're seeing. That was a month from now last year, so 11 months ago. I'm not enjoying that weather right now. But anyway, still working on the house. The roof is done. I'll give you that much of an update. And still living in the camper over there. Anyway, we'll get to today's video. Thanks for watching. So I'm starting to think I'm going to be like an Olympian or something, because all the hurdles I have to keep jumping to get through things. So the last couple of days we got the well found and the pump work and all that stuff, and sketchy temporary power as I need it inside. So that's a hurdle. All the other hurdles of being able to get on the property, clearing the property, emptying the house, emptying the basement, emptying the garage. Hurdle after hurdle. Building permit, still waiting on the hurdle of the electrical permit and whatnot. So on to the next hurdle anyway. So the next hurdle is the Title V report said that there was a lid left off a clean out and silt got in and 2 pieces of pipe need to be replaced, I'm guessing, to the cleanout. Called a couple of septic people because the guy that did the Title V report is missing in action. He will not respond. 2 months now. Called a couple other people. The guy that did the Title V report was out here and dug early last year when the house was put for sale. So there's evidence of all kinds of digging. The layout of the septic system that is on the Title V isn't jiving with what's here. The well mark on that wasn't in the right location, and what we're seeing so far, none of the measurements are lining up. Like, we ran the measurements out, we drew huge spikes in the ground, we're not finding the distribution box or the tank where it's supposed to be or anything. So I figured I'd go down to town hall and talk to the Board of Health, because they should have an as-built plan for the septic system, because supposedly it was replaced around 2000. So at that point it should exist. I just went down town hall and they don't have they're not around until next Monday. Today's Tuesday, so basically a week away, and I'm anxious. So I'm going to break out the backhoe and fuel it up. I just got fuel, and I'm going to dig around the little bit of area that we kind of have an idea of where it's at, because as of right now, that's where it's coming out of the house. And we were able to go down with a pinch bar and hit a piece of Schedule 40 pipe down there, and then it disappears. And it's supposed to go that way anyway, and then the tank is over there, supposedly. The leaching field's over there. But I've also been told that the tank is right here. But we're driving spikes down, we're not feeling the tank here. So I'm just going to start digging beside this, dig down next to it, expose the pipe, and I'm just going to try and follow it along. I'm gonna be working by braille, carefully, and hopefully I can find this edge of it, come over, and it looks like there's a 90 here. He says there shouldn't be a 90 between the house and the tank. If the tank's out there, that makes sense that the tank's right here, but that's not the way it is on the plan. And like I said, we're driving down, we're getting way down below where the pipe is, and we're not feeling a tank out here. I don't know. So I'm going to do some exploring. I'll put the time lapse on. And wish me luck. Let's see what happens. I got some sunshine today. The wind's not too bad. It's a pretty nice day out. I'll just be out here digging away, shoveling, digging, shoveling, and see what we can find. Wish me luck. Well, that didn't take long. Found the first problem. So I was talking to the septic guy, and he's like talking about a clean out. In the Title V report, it says something about the clean out. The lid was left off and all dirt got in, and the pipe was plugged, and 2 pieces of pipe needed to be replaced, and the clean out needed to be replaced. And he's like, there shouldn't be a clean out outside the house. So it didn't make any sense to him. Well, my first dig, we had probed and we had found kind of where the pipe was laying in the ground, coming out of the house. But then it kind of disappeared. So I dug beside that and then went in with the shovel next to it and knocked down the wall till I found the pipe. And this is what I found. So there's the house. There's some of our marks in the ground where we had found the pipe. So I'd lined up, see there's that, and lined up off the side, dug off the side of it. You can see that was my line right there. And then right when I broke through the side, you can see the pipe. And so this was laying in here all crooked, this chunk. And you can see there's even another piece just in the ground from where he backfilled it. But there's the pipe. And then there was a clean out right there. So I'm guessing this went about like that. And there was nothing on the top of it. So all the dirt went in and filled up the pipe. So the question still is, what is this setup? Where does it go? Where is the tank for them to be able to empty it and suck it out and all that? So this is the problem that he found. So that's good. We found the problem. But we still have to find the tank. Measurements don't match up, and I can't talk to somebody until beginning of next week. So I found this pretty quick, so I think I'm going to continue digging, see if I can follow this pipe, find where it turns, and then follow it out the other way, and at least get a target of which direction it's aiming, and go from there. But yeah, this is a start. Found it. Found the problem. Now, out of curiosity, I just want to make sure the rest of the system isn't messed up, because this pipe was a problem and it's obviously broken off. So I don't know if when he was doing the Title V he broke that off, or most likely I'd be willing to bet, because there shouldn't be a clean out here in the middle of the yard. Like it's literally out in the middle of the yard. So kind of no fault of his of breaking that off. You shouldn't be hitting a septic pipe 3 inches below the surface. So I'm going to continue exploring. Let's see what we can find. Something. I don't know. I don't know if this is good or bad so far, but we'll keep going. We got no choice. We got to keep going. 2 more feet. Next problem. This is the clean out we just found. And as you can see, I'm digging clear outside of it, and then I'm shoveling over. You can see he probably stuffed the tooth of the bucket right through there doing the Title V inspection, I bet. Because that's a corner, and that whole top edge of it snapped right off. Let's see if I can clean that off a little better. Yeah, that's a whole 45 snapped right off there. Second problem found. Let's move on to the third. Third time's the charm, right? So here we are, we're coming out of the house. We're broken off clean off, broken off 45, another 45, but those 2 45s ain't making a 90. This thing's going that way even further. So now I gotta change my digging angle out that way more. Oh boy, keep going. So there we go, it's coming out of the house. There's the clean out that's plugged up, there's the 45 that's broken, and there's another 45. So now I know it goes out off that direction at a pretty decently straight angle. Yeah, probably right about where I scribed that line in the ground. It should go back there. So I'm going to push some of this back, and then I'm going to start digging that way. Like Indiana Jones, digging for treasure. Unfortunately, this treasure is destined to be poop. Different word for poop. But it's a septic system, so it's not gold. It's poop. Whatever. And I just pulled up this piece of PVC pipe outside of the side of where that pipe is. Where did this one come from? Oh boy, I didn't break it. I'll add that to the pile. Well, I've turned the corner and gone out, I don't know, 20 feet or so. And that's just straight pipe. I'm finding no issues. Still all roots around it I'm ripping up. So I don't think anybody's been there and possibly compromised it. All right here was obviously pre-dug. Everything was loose and like there were no roots for me to rip through or anything like that. So this might be the only damage here. So I think what I'm gonna do is rather than follow it all the way through, now I have now I have a line of sight where I can move the tractor out of the way, sight that pipe, see where it's going to land down there because we know roughly the distance it's supposed to be. And I'll dig a couple of test holes out there because I still got to find the tank, because the tank has to be able to be accessed, and the manhole cover taken off and all that stuff to pump it or anything like that. That has to be happening and checking on it from time to time. So that's got to be found anyway, so I need to know where it is and for the final inspection on it. But at least this whole corner here, this seems to be the bulk of the problem. Plenty of room to cut out that whole corner and redo that whole thing. So that's awesome. So I'm going to work on further out there. So I'll reset up the time lapse over there and see what happens. Wish me luck. I'm really shooting in the dark over there. At least here I had a solid point to follow where the pipe comes out of the foundation. But over there, a little on the sketchy side. So that's going to have to be like gentle probing and see what I find. So yeah, enough talking. I'll get back to work. Sorry. I found more of the pipe down there. If you look at where my hole's being dug here, so I can follow that. Nope, that way. It should have been out over here. It's actually over here. So that pipe's just being manipulated. Like probably each joint, they probably manipulate it to the side. But it's going under that trailer. And I guess the distribution box must be on the other side of the trailer. This is what we found so far. Yeah, so there's another section of pipe, and it's going right under this trailer, right under the back of that front tire. So it should be the front of the other tire. On the other side, and let's see what's over there. And there is a spot that was dug here. We did a probe and didn't find anything, but looks like it's going to be up there further. So let's hope that piece of pipe didn't come out of the ground. Hopefully that's just extra crap laying around. All right, off to the next hole. Oh, just hooked something right here and something shifted. That might be the lid. I'm gonna get in there and shovel it. Found it. Yes, sir. All right, that's exciting. Found it. Now I'm gonna pull the lid and look inside. I'm freaking scared. What's gonna be in there? Probably nothing. It's been empty for 17 years. But yeah, it's exciting. We know where it is. That's the service point. That's in the corner of the yard here, where it really doesn't need to, like, I don't have to worry about driving over it. It's a good location, so I'm satisfied that that's there. And the repair over there, that's not a huge deal. I'm excited about that also. So I'm going to lift this because it's not in the hole right anyway. It's like there's all dirt around it. It's just kind of thrown on. So I'm going to lift that out of the way. Oh, how heavy it is. It's concrete. If I can't lift it, I'll hook it with the backhoe. But get that up, clean around the edge, look down there, see if I see anything concerning. And at that point, I think that's all the questions that we had. Let's see what it looks like in there. Time will tell. Well, that's it. It's still full of 17-year-old sewer water. But the pipe that goes out to the leaching field is still above the water level. So that might be a good sign. That might be a sign that the tank does not have any leaks. Because if it had leaks, it would drain into the ground and just be gone. So it's right up at the level where it can't get out to the leaching field. So that means at least the leaching field is not backed up or backflowing into it, maybe. Well, I'll get the guy back out now that I found everything. See what he says. So I just talked to the septic guy, and he's on point with coming out and doing the repair on this corner of the pipe and a new clean out, and we're going to just replace it all the way into the foundation and get rid of all the cast iron that's on the very end that's originally going through the house. That way there I don't have to go PVC out here, cast iron through the foundation, and then up to PVC again in the house, and it'll all be PVC, no problems, and it'll be like a new system from there out. So he's going to come out, he's going to pump it out, and he's going to replace this joint and over here. So in the meantime, I can bury in some of that stuff over there. I'll leave the lid open for them to suck it out. I'll bury in most of this trench. I'll leave this trench open, and then I will dig this all the way to the house so I can get to the other section of that pipe and get that cast iron pipe out of the foundation. That way there, we're ready to go for him. So that's the next thing. Put the time lapse in and undo everything I just did by burying things in. Put it back in. It's more tedious than digging it out, actually. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But we'll get to it. Well, she's all dug out, all the way to the house. That piece of pipe, disconnected that. Now I'm going to work at trying to get the cast iron pipe that's concreted through the foundation. See what it's going to take to get that out. Looks like it's in there pretty good. So I'm just going to start swinging with a sledgehammer. Let's see what happens. So we'll end up replacing to about here, those two 45s. We'll move the clean out in towards the house. And then over here, there we go. And there's where the old cast iron pipe's coming out of the house. So I'll see if I can get that broken loose, blow that through into the house, and then hopefully we can shove a piece of 4-inch right through. Wish me luck they didn't do an awesome job concreting that in. Hopefully I can break the pipe down from both ends, get it to kind of come out in pieces, maybe. We'll see. I'll definitely wear safety glasses for this one. Alright, so got the outside busted off. As you can still see, it's locked in here still pretty good. And I forgot it was still hooked up all the way through the roof. So I'm gonna see if maybe I can cut through this. Leave that hanging, maybe. It's got a rickety board there. And then if so, then smash all this apart. See what happens. Well, that was a workout. Apparently they did do a very good job concreting that thing in. Got it out, multiple pieces. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to chisel out the hole in the wall more. I'll do that tomorrow, hammer and chisel, and just open that up. There's like a square area that had the concrete in it. Here you go. Yeah, so like this whole square is added concrete. So I'll just chisel that open more so it'll fit, because this is, I think, 3-inch. And I think we're going to 4-inch. I think that's what's outside. But there's all the, came off in multiple pieces. They're all around the basement. And yeah, we did pump some of the well water right into the basement here. Just some of that's rain from the ceiling, the roof leaking wicked bad. But yeah, that's water that we pumped in here. Just, yeah, we were just trying to see if the pump was even going to come on before setting up the whole hose system and everything. All right, well, I'm going to get out of the basement and decide what else I'm doing for today. That might be about it. But I'll check in a minute either way. last check-in, I promise. Basically, I came over here and I did a little push a bunch of this debris back here and up. So if they want to come in this driveway, they could come down and back up. And I filled in a bunch of this where I dug that up and leveled some of that. So if they want to back the pump truck over there, because the septic tank's back there. So yeah, so leveled some of this, pushed this. The metal pipes all the way out of the basement. That's all dug, ready for the repair. Talked to them. They're on board for it. They're going to take care of it. Not sure when yet. I'm sure I'll probably get a call tomorrow. And yeah, so progress. I think everything's good. Just this issue right here, and we're going to do away with that piece of cast iron that was in there, just so everything's PVC. Anyway, hope all you guys' week is off to a good start, and I'll check in later. Oh, sorry. I think they're coming to strip the roof tomorrow. That'll be a huge bonus. Hopefully it happens. Let's see what happens. But I'll check in tomorrow. Thanks again. You guys are awesome.